Well, hello everybody! My name is Kotaro the Robin and I am the Sonic the Hedgehog representative of Humane Entertainment. How is everyone doing today? Yeah, so, in case you haven't noticed, I've decided to take over the stream today. So, I might as well introduce myself. See, I used to be a member of the Battle Cuckoos, a gang of birds who may have tried to take over an island or two with an armada, but then I witnessed a two-tailed fox named Miles-Tails Prower throwing napalm, and I was like, nope. So, I am staying on his good side by joining the Sonic the Hedgehog fan club. If there's a Humane Entertainment stream featuring Sonic the Hedgehog, which, let's be honest, it's inevitable, I will be there as the host. As you can imagine with that context, we'll be playing some Sonic games today. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Sonic CD. Okay, so, through stalking Humane Entertainment on social media, I found out that he tends to commentate on the games he plays, with the general idea being that you viewers have never played the game before. Couple this with the fact that a lot of new Sonic fans seem to have gotten introduced through the movies rather than the games, I will simply do the same thing here. With that in mind, I have made a handy little PDF here in order to explain a bit of context about the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Okay, let's see. Alright, so you should be seeing like a little thing I have here. So, the game we are playing today is Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but not how it was originally released. See, there's the original game, which was released on the Sega Genesis, or the Sega Mega Drive if you're in Europe, which had no spin dash and no cutscenes, because it's just an old game at the time. They eventually made more and more sequels, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, for example, or Sonic CD that came kinda, well, after Sonic 2, but now takes place before. But either way, the sequels, they added something like the spin dash, which I will show in the gameplay itself. It also added things like in-game cutscenes. At the time, the cutscenes simply played inside the game itself, not as an actual movie or something. Somewhere later, they rebooted it with some new character designs. You may notice that Sonic here looks a little bit different than Sonic looks over here. That's because they jumped into 3D. They also added voice acting and actual cutscenes, like not just things happening in the gameplay, but actually, you know, choreographed animated cutscenes and all that. Fast forward a little bit further, eventually they made a crossover called Sonic Generations. See, before, the idea was simply that Sonic just always looked like this, it's just that it's an art style change. But Sonic Generations decided to make it so that oh, look at that. Actually, Sonic just grew older. He just looks like this because he grew older. So, modern Sonic, as we call him here, is just the older version of Classic Sonic. So yeah, they simply made the character designs canon. It's also a bit of a time travel story, as you can imagine. It also officially dubbed the original design of Sonic as Classic Sonic and dubbed the new design as Modern Sonic. They eventually made a new 2D sequel, more in the style of the classic Sonic games. It's back to classic. This was made by fans, because turns out Sega is actually one of those weird companies who decided to say, hey, you know what? Let's not throw lawyers at the fan game community, and instead, let's just hire the fan game community and just make a new game, which is Sonic Mania. So yeah. In Sonic Mania, they also added things like the drop dash, which I will also show in the gameplay. In the meantime, the developers of the modern games did continue making their own games, like the Sonic Frontiers, for example. So it's not like they abandoned the modern Sonic games, they just made two branches of Sonic games. But what we are playing today is actually Sonic Origins. See, in Sonic Origins, it's essentially a remake of Sonic 1, CD, 2, and 3 and Knuckles, which are also, and this collection is made by the developers of Sonic Mania. You know, those fans that made the new 2D sequel. So yeah, there they also added the drop dash and also added the spin dash, two games that didn't have the spin dash, or at least didn't have the version of the spin dash that you have now. So yeah, with all that context, I think we can jump into the game itself, which, because Humane decided to have such a limited amount of USB ports, I will now have to switch over the mouse to the controller. Oh, hi Starlight. Wait, who are you? What did you do to Humane? Oh, let's not cover that yet. I mean, he decided to take a little break and I decided to take over. Well, okay, he didn't decide to take a break. And, well, I did decide to take over. Either way, let's see if I can switch over to the game right now. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, this is Sonic Mania, and what we are going to do is, well, okay, I might as well just show all the islands here that they have added, because every game in this collection also has like a whole little island to show, because in fact Sonic 1, for example, took place on South Island. Sonic CD took place on Little Big Planet, which is actually the round thing you see over there on that mountain. Sonic 2 took place on West Side Island, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles took place on Angel Island. So yeah, it's a fun little thing in this collection that they made all these 3D models of the places. But through mission mode, we can play the game from 1 to 3. So yeah. Why would you just take over Humane's channel? Who would ever do something that rude? Yeah, who would ever do such a thing, Starlight? Intern giving their boss a break? Yes, let's go with that. I'm the intern. Sure, let's go with that. Anyway, yeah, so we are going to play story mode. Another thing that was added in Sonic Origins is the fact that they added new cutscenes in order to give a little bit more of a, well, story. Because these were old games, they did not have full stories and all that. And these new cutscenes are in fact written by the current writer of the modern Sonic games, like Sonic Frontiers. The writer is called Ian Flynn. What? Why is everyone looking at me? I don't know. Why is everyone looking at you, Starlight? Well, anyway, let's start with story mode. We are going to play Sonic 1 to the end of Sonic CD, and then the next streams we will go through 2 and 3 and Knuckles. Alright, here we go. Story mode. Save data was found. If you decide to restart, this will clear your current save data. Yeah, we're just gonna start a new game. Yes, save the bird, Sonic. I, as a bird, approve. This Dr. Robotnik / Eggman guy, I'm sure he won't be important in later stories. Alright, Green Hill Zone. So, question for Kotaro. Is Humane safe? Define safe. Okay, so yeah, so the thing with the Sonic the Hedgehog games is that they were made as competitors to the Mario games. See, the thing with the Mario games was, well, they essentially codified how platformer games are, which is, yeah, jumping and all that. However, the thing with Sonic is that Sonic made momentum a much bigger thing. See, you are faster if you go downhill, and you go slower if you go uphill. It's a very simple little mechanic here, But that is also something that was added through the rolling, for example. There's actual physics to it, like pinball. I think she I think she means alive, breathing, returnable. Returnable, sure, let's go with that. But yeah, so whereas Mario had you kind of like think about when to jump and all that, you'd still do that, but with the Sonic games, your the other option is in fact to just keep up the momentum as you run, like this. Like if you simply stood over here and started pressing right, you would not have enough speed in order to go up this loop-de-loop. So you instead have to go up the hill in order to get some momentum, and then you go over the loop-de-loop. That was like a big thing for the platforming thing there. Eventually, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 added something called the spin dash, which essentially gives you a burst of speed while being at a standstill, which you do by pushing down and then jump. So it's actually kind of like a what you call it, accessibility option if you really think about it at the time, because yeah, it takes less effort to run all the way back and all that if you can just do a spin dash like this. But yeah, so am I supposed to just keep going back anytime if I miss a hill or something? Well, that's kind of the fun part. Instead of messing around like I just did, what you're supposed to do in a Sonic game is try to make sure that you keep running. Because that way you just keep that momentum. Like, well, there I stopped the momentum, but there you go. I just keep the momentum up. And thus I never have to backtrack, in theory. The creators of the original Sonic games also kinda made this in response to the fact that they speedran the first few levels of Mario all the time. And thus, they made the gameplay as you see right now. You also notice I just jumped into a big ring. That's because I had 50 rings when I reached the goal. That brings you to this drug-inducing world right here, which is the special stage. It's through the special stages that you can collect that gem you see in the middle there, which is called a Chaos Emerald. Normally you would collect 7 Chaos Emeralds, and through 7 Chaos Emeralds, well, something magical would happen. However, in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, you only have 6 Chaos Emeralds. Wow, you're pretty good at Sonic, Kotaro. Have you played this before? Yes, I have. I mean, I kinda have to in order to lead up to my Lord and Savior, Tails. Because you can't play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 if you haven't played Sonic the Hedgehog 1 yet. Well, I guess you can, but just for completion's sake, let's just go through 1 and CD, because this game, this game decided to put Sonic CD between Sonic 1 and 2. There was actually kind of a discussion on that for Sonic fans, actually, because Sonic CD was in fact made after Sonic 2, but before Sonic 3. But the story of Sonic 3 very clearly is directly after 2. So a lot of fans at the time believed that Sonic CD is actually a game that should take place after 3. It just got released before 3. But this collection kinda decided that Sonic CD actually takes place before Sonic 2. Well, question for the chat. What's your opinion on this game so far? Well, what is your opinion on this game so far, everybody? Ooh. Boy, do I love the music. So yeah, another thing that Sonic Origins added is you might notice there are no lives in this game. Like, you would expect there to be a life system, right? Well, the lives are in fact in the original version. Oh, okay. Lives are actually in the original version of this game. Sonic Origins decided to replace lives with a coin system. Oh boy. Let's just... Okay. Yeah, there's some physics involved here. Yeah, they replaced lives with the coins system. How does the coin system work? Well, anytime where you would get lives, you instead get a coin instead. You can use those coins to retry any of these special stages if you fail at it. Which makes collecting the Chaos Emeralds a lot easier. And also, yeah, because there's no lives, that means this is just infinite continues. So yeah, that's a lot easier. Respect for the player. Oh, thank you. I like it. I get a lot of secondhand excitement and information for these games. Oh, I am very happy to hear that, Starlight. I'm sure Humane would be happy too, but he is stuck in that... Oh, I shouldn't say where he's stuck at. Never mind. So, yeah, so close. Anyway, in Sonic 1, there are 3 acts in every stage. Yeah, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. In Act 1 and Act 2, the game simply ends at the goal. It's at the goal where you are able to... yeah, where you are able to enter the giant ring in order to get the special stages. However, Act 3 is when you fight against a boss. And because of that, Act 3 doesn't have a giant ring for you to enter. So, really, only in Act 1 and 2 is it actually important to try to get 50 rings. Anyway, here's the first battle against Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman. Yeah, so what's the deal with the name? So, back when Sonic 1, yeah, or just back during the classic Sonic games, there were in fact 2 canons going on. There is the Japanese canon, and there's the American canon. The American canon decided to call this guy over here Dr. Robotnik. But in the original Japanese version, he was actually called Dr. Eggman. So you simply had 2 different canons. In fact, Sonic also has kind of a different origin story depending on which manual you were reading. However, eventually, when Sonic Adventure was made, it tried to unify the 2 canons. So what they did is they said that his real name is in fact Dr. Robotnik, but Dr. Eggman is actually a nickname that Sonic gives him. And now I guess Dr. Robotnik has kind of decided to kind of take it for himself to be called Dr. Eggman. Kind of like reclaiming it as his own or something instead of a mockery of Sonic. Which, I guess that's his opinion, but he's still named after an egg now, but whatever. So yeah, Marble Zone, this stage can be a little bit of a... how you say... a little bit of a difficulty spike for a lot of new players. If only because there's a lot of things that can damage you. And getting damage is not that bad in a Sonic game, most of the time. However, you do lose all your rings. And considering that we are trying to get 50 rings before the end of the stage, yeah, getting hit will almost immediately lock you out of getting a Chaos Emerald. It is still possible to regain 50 rings, but there are only like, I don't know, 100-ish rings every act or something. So yeah, you kind of don't want to get hit in this game if you want to get the, I guess, the good ending. Because in this game, there's a, I guess, a normal ending, and there is a good ending, the true ending, where Sonic has all the Chaos Emeralds. Fortunately, I do know what to look out for in order to not get hit. That said, I am happy that I am playing Sonic Origins instead of the original, because in the original, if you failed at getting the Chaos Emerald here, yeah, that's it. That's your wasted effort in trying to get this Chaos Emerald. And there's only such a limited amount of acts for you to play in order to get the Chaos Emerald. Also, I might as well just point out, how can you actually fail at getting the Chaos Emeralds? Well, you see those red goals there? Yeah, it says goals, but you're not supposed to touch it, honestly, because if you touch it, that's when you fail. And they are kind of like there, to the left there. Or yeah, there to the left too. Yeah. And there's a bunch of these bumpers that almost want to bounce you into them. So yeah, it's kind of a case of working with the rotation of this special stage in order to get the Chaos Emerald, and I guess break through these diamonds. Ah, well, no, almost got it. Oh, sheesh. You know, the most frustrating thing that could happen is if you are just almost there with the Chaos Emerald and then something happens that just bounces you into the goal. Yeah, man. No. Jeez. There we go. So with Sonic Origins, in story mode, it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter whether you get all the Chaos Emeralds or not. I will still try, but in all honesty, the game will show a cutscene after the game's actual ending or something, which just kind of acts as if Sonic still got all the Chaos Emeralds anyway. So, in terms of story mode, it doesn't really matter. But for completion's sake, I still want to. I guess another reason why Marble Zone could be a little bit of a difficulty spike for new players is the fact that the developers themselves were also still kind of figuring out what they were. Oh, well, that was fortunate. Well, the developers were still kind of figuring out what to do with the franchise at this point. Like, Sonic being fast is one thing, but they weren't aware yet whether that was going to be like the identity of the gameplay. So, Marble Zone has a lot more of these slow moments of just waiting for this block to move, for example, which nowadays you will not see Sonic games do anymore, because they want to have you constantly moving, like what Green Hill Zone did. I guess in a way this is a speed-y-like thing, where you're supposed to be faster than the lava, but even so, the lava's pretty slow, let's be honest here. Oh, sheesh. Okay, I'm not sure if I can get the Chaos Emerald in this act, but we'll see. So some people might have gotten introduced to the Sonic franchise through the movie, like, well, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The thing is, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies decided to give Sonic something of an origin story, well, with how he has a mother called Longclaw, the owl, and all that. Thing is, those are all original for the movie. That Longclaw is not a character that was in the games. In fact, there was actually kind of a how you say, lack of a backstory for Sonic in the games. Like, I guess in the Japanese canon, there was like a whole thing about how Sonic is actually a fictional character that someone is telling a story of to their child or something, whereas in the American one, there was also not really a true backstory. It's just Sonic has just always been fighting Dr. Robotnik all this time. So they're kind of like cartoons in that sense, rather than having a full backstory. So, yeah, for people who got introduced to the Sonic franchise through the movie, well, the movie is actually the one that came up with Longclaw and all that. Which, by the way, I do actually like. Just be clear, it's not that oh, it's different, so I don't like it. No, actually, I do like it, but just wanted to point out the differences. Okay, fortunately, I was able to collect 50 rings again. Like, there are enough rings in this stage for me to just catch back up, but now I really have to be careful, though. Alright, I think I made it. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think, this stage would probably be the hardest stage for me to actually make sure I actually reach the special stage. After this, it should be easier. Watch me jinx it and actually just miss the special stage in one of the later stages. Who knows? Alright. Sometimes I am happy when the physics just happens to work with me. Well, I say that, it almost just bounced me into the goal. Oh boy. Woo. Alright, I got it. So through stalking Humane Entertainment in his social media, I have figured out that he was apparently born on the same year as the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So it's kind of funny how he ended up, like, so fatefully tangled with the Sonic franchise that way. Such a shame that he can't play this game right now. Oh well. Ooh, oh, well, that's unfortunate. That is indeed quite a Komodo dragon emoji you're showing there, Starlight. You know, with Humane being locked up in wherever I locked him up, maybe I should encourage him to finally finish that screen compilation thing that he promised to make sometime. Question for the chat. Were you aware of this game before this stream? Alright. Yeah. Was anyone here aware of Sonic the Hedgehog before this? Clearly I was, because otherwise Tails would not have threatened me so much with his napalm bombs. Ish. Alright then. It's also through stalking through social media that I figured out that Humane Entertainment was such a fan of the Sonic franchise to begin with. And that's when I decided, you know what? That seems like a stream I can take over. Yeah, what I just showed here, that's a secret little path. Kind of like a shortcut. Yes, I actually knew the first level from sites like Funny Games. And it amazed me to find out there were so many more levels. Huh. Oh, right, yeah. I think you're talking about the Sonic Ultimate Flash game, I believe. That's what it was called in Funny Games. And yeah, the Green Hill Zone there was actually a Neo Green Hill Zone from Sonic Advance 2, in fact. Yeah, so Sonic Advance 2 was in fact made after Sonic Adventure, which was the modern reboot that changed Sonic's design and all that. So it essentially took the modern Sonic design, but then made their own version of the 2D gameplay. Still, a lot of old school fans, like the people who made this collection, kind of still wanted to have a 2D Sonic game that was more in the actual style of the classic games, which is how they made Sonic Mania. And then from Sonic Mania they ended up, well, they didn't completely work on this collection, but they did help a lot, as well as made the actual engine for the game. Okay, so, yeah, I did point out the spin dash here. That's this thing. Yeah, like I said, it's essentially an accessibility thing if you just didn't want to actually do the whole momentum thing. Thing is, Sonic Mania added something called the drop dash. And since the same creators worked on this game, or this collection, they also retroactively added the drop dash in this game as well. So I might as well just show what the drop dash is. It's essentially the spin dash, but in the air. So, there. And considering that you do jump a lot in the first place, this makes it... Oh, well, that's a shame. Well, this makes it so that you can just keep moving. Whereas with the spin dash, that's something you do while first standing still. So yeah. As an additional little feature, I do like it. Although once we get to Sonic CD, I will point out that clearly the games weren't made with the drop dash in mind, which kind of adds to a little something that I will point out about how the gameplay of Sonic CD is a little slightly broken if you actually add the drop dash in it. What is Eggman's deal though? Right, okay, so believe it or not, there is kind of an environmentalist message in the Sonic franchise. Yeah, crazy, right? So, you see, Sonic, as you can see, is like an animal. Well, as you can tell. Eggman is human-esque. I mean, he looks like an egg in a bit, but he's still a human who captures all these animals. And by capturing all these animals, he then puts them in his robots in order to, well, to kind of fuel those robots. Human-esque, yeah. So, the whole message is kind of like how animals have to fight back against the industrialist robotics of the human. So yeah, there's you also might notice that the further we get in this game, the less and less nature the levels become. Like Green Hill was clearly, well, green hills, like a lot more wildlife kind of environment. But yeah, now we're actually reaching into a city-like environment, for example, through Springyard. So, and yeah, it actually is made with that on purpose, because yeah, Green Hill would be where Sonic would be most comfortable, because he's an animal in wildlife. And then there's Eggman, just feeling more at home in industrial or urban environments. So it's kind of like a journey of an animal having to fight back against the industrialist environments of the human, which in this case is robotics. As for why Eggman is doing all this, well, I don't think it's not established in this game in particular, but he is kind of like a man-child. He just really wants people to adore him, which is why he wants to create, well, at this moment in time, he would want to call it Robotnik Land, which is essentially a psychotic theme park based on himself. Because, yeah, he's a little bit cuckoo like that, and as a battle cuckoo bird myself, yeah, that says something when I say that he's a little bit cuckoo. But yeah, he is a bit cuckoo. So yeah, he's trying to take over the world through Robotnik Land. Eventually, once he takes the name of Eggman, he wants to call it Eggman Land instead. To be fair, I do think that the movies do make a good proper representation of Eggman through Jim Carrey's Eggman. Like the whole man-child thing and yeah, being a little bit cuckoo and all that. Yeah, there you go, Jim Carrey. Honestly, if there was ever any perfect casting for a video game character, well, there you go. Cuckoo for Coke Puffs, yes indeed. Honestly, I'm kind of happy I haven't missed a big ring so far. Honestly, I always try to make sure that I don't miss, or at least that I try to get all the Chaos Emeralds before I reach the final stage, because the final stage is almost impossible to actually reach the 50 rings in order to get the gold ring and all that. Unfortunately, I already got them all because we only have 6 Chaos Emeralds in this game. Which Sonic is your favorite? Games, comics, cartoons, movies, anything else? Well, I mean, I would be remiss if I would say anything but the games, because it's in the games where Tails starts throwing napalm bombs. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if Tails from the movie starts throwing napalm bombs, if I'm gonna be very honest. But yeah, no, yeah, I think in if I have to pick a specific Sonic game that I'm a fan of in terms of which version of Sonic, I guess I would have to say Sonic Adventure 2 specifically. Which is probably why I also like Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, because that essentially took this, yeah, that essentially adapted the story of Sonic Adventure 2. I also just have a lot of nostalgia for Sonic Adventure 2 to begin with. Because if my Lord and Savior is not Tails, then it would probably be Shadow the Hedgehog. Because Shadow is just cool like that. Or as he would like to say it, I'm the coolest. Oh. Oh, well. So yeah, this is the benefit of the fact that this game, or that Sonic Origins doesn't have a live system. You can just keep dying and there would not be any real problems, really. I do know that some people actually do prefer the live system, which is actually why you can actually add back the lives if you want. You can yeah, every game in this collection has something called Classic Mode, which actually removes the widescreen. Yeah, in fact, if you just look at the way the game looks on the screen right now, yeah, this is in widescreen. The original game was not in widescreen. It was 4:3 because that was the standard of games at that time. This game made it widescreen, but if you choose to play the games in classic mode in Sonic Origins, that brings everything back to 4:3 as the game was originally made, and it also adds back the lives system. So instead of the coins, you get lives instead. Unfortunately, I just kind of realized, oh yeah, I already have all the Chaos Emeralds. I don't actually need to make sure I get all the necessary rings anymore. I don't, yeah, I can just speed through actually at this point. I say speed through, but yeah, as I said, the level design of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was not as streamlined as it was, as it will become in the next Sonic games. Oh, wow, okay. You know what, I can just take... No, I can't take that route. I have to take this route now. Wow, sheesh. There we go. How do you know where to go in the stage? Well, most of the time in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, even though I did say that it's not as streamlined as the next Sonic games. Oh, okay. Even though I did say that this game is not as streamlined as the next Sonic the Hedgehog games, it is still pretty linear actually. You're just, generally speaking, you just try to go right. Just keep moving to the right. If you are blocked in one shape or form, yeah, that's when you try to figure out, oh, should I go up a little bit or should I go down a little bit? And yeah, eventually you'll just figure out a way in order to go right again. So yeah, it's really not a game that you would normally get lost in. Like at most, you will miss a few shortcuts, and yeah, you will get a slower time as a result. But you should not get lost, theoretically. And I guess another reason in order to... I would totally get lost. Okay, well, it's still something that, at least in theory, it should eventually funnel you forward. Okay, so the drop dash in Sonic Origins is definitely something that really makes this stage in particular a lot easier. Because back when the game was originally... oh yeah, so there's a limited amount of air that you have. And by swallowing these bubbles, that's how you stay longer in the water. But yeah, the thing is, you do notice that Sonic moves a lot slower in the water compared to when he's on land, which makes the threat of drowning like, well, a big danger in this game. Oh, question for the chat. Is this the kind of game you would play? I enjoy watching these games being played more. Okay. Yeah, I definitely love playing these games either way. But yeah, actually I might as well just show the threat of drowning. Yeah. Let's just wait here until the game starts warning us about drowning. Yeah, you see the little number there? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. I would have drowned right there if I actually let the timer run out. This is why you want to swallow these bubbles in order to just extend the time again. My anxiety background music. Yes, indeed. A lot of 90s kids anxiety background music, honestly. But yeah, okay. But yeah, as you notice, we are slower in the water compared to when we are on the land, as you can see here. This, yeah, this would have been a lot of trouble back in the original version of this game, because all you can do is just jump and just try to keep running. Now, however, you have the spin dash and the drop dash, which allows you to kinda go fast even if you are underwater. Okay, let's see. There is a little shortcut here. I do tend to mess it up sometimes. Oh, yeah, okay, I already messed it up. Okay, should I just restart just to show it? Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I am just going to continue here. Okay, so yeah. The normal path would be to just keep going down, and then you'll have a whole underground or underwater section, which, if you didn't have the spin dash or the drop dash, would be quite difficult. Show the drowning complete. You know what? Since we do have infinite lives and all that, sure, yeah. Let's just have Sonic drown. So yeah, kinda dark. Anyway, yeah, so let's just try to actually do the shortcut, because that shortcut will essentially let you skip this entire act. And I just want to show that off because that is such a fun little thing to show, because this stage is like one of the unpopular stages in this game in particular. Like, a lot of 90s kids, if they get to this stage, they're like, oh no, not Labyrinth Zone. So yeah, so I figured it might be fun to show off this shortcut. Okay, man, okay, and I ruined it again. Okay, so what? Okay, I might as well just point out what I'm actually supposed to do. You notice that little platform up there that moved up? What you're supposed to do is press this button, which you think, oh, it just opens up this door. The thing is, it actually does a little bit more than that, but you just don't know it at the time. So let's just try to get there again. And try not to mess up yet again, because you do need that little platform in order to go back up. Okay. Funny thing is, in this version of the game, you can just pick Tails instead, and he can just swim up. So there wouldn't be a problem anyway there. But okay, okay. I'll just try to attack this guy and land on the button. Okay, now using this. Oh, gee, I keep messing up. Well, I'd say third time's the charm, but that was the third time, so I guess fourth time's the charm then. You know what? I don't think I need the shield. In terms of health systems, the Sonic games are actually pretty generous. Because as long as you have one ring in your inventory, you will lose all your rings when you get hit, but you will still survive. So if you're just fast enough, you can just grab the same ring again, and thus you won't lose any, yeah, you won't die anymore. Oop. Okay, well, I was able to reach up there. Anyway, yeah, I pushed that button down there, which you think, oh, okay, that was for that door. No, it was also for this platform over here. And through this platform, we are essentially skipping the entire act. Just, okay, so just go up and down a little bit. Nope. Okay, I guess there are still a few enemies, but it's not like they're a big problem, really. And there we go, there's the goal. So yeah, you saw the whole path underneath that. Yeah, that would have been the whole underwater section, which has you be slow the entire time. And, well, instead, there's this little shortcut that just gives you a little floating platform that, yeah, sends you almost immediately to the goal. And boy, am I happy I already got all the Chaos Emeralds, because now I just don't even have to worry about the rings anymore. Yeah, at this point, one ring, that's all you need. Well, one ring and some bubbles, I guess. But yeah, as I pointed out, if you just play Tails in this game instead, well, Tails could just swim up. So, kind of shows the superiority of Tails in this instant, isn't it? Okay, so while Longclaw is a new character created for the movies, the thing is, there was already kind of a mythology of owls. Like, owls were kind of like the previous inhabitants of South Island, where we are right now. In fact, here you see a bunch of pictures of owls. So I do think that the creators of the movie, they did look at the idea of all these owls that you see in the background too, and just kind of decided to create a character based on that. So I do like that they made sure that even though it's a new character, it's still a character that kind of fits in within the lore of South Island and all that. Okay, so this invincibility star here, it does make you invincible against enemies and against spikes and all that. What it doesn't protect you from is drowning. So you do still have to make sure to grab the bubbles in order to stay longer underwater. No. Well, again, don't need to worry about 50 rings. Yeah, every classic Sonic game has multiple endings. And all of those endings involve whether you have all the Chaos Emeralds or don't have all the Chaos Emeralds. The only exception is Sonic CD, which actually has two ways in order to get the good ending. And I will talk about that when we reach Sonic CD. But yeah, that kind of makes Sonic CD a little bit unique compared to the other classic Sonic games. That said, Sonic CD is actually the classic Sonic game that I have played the least. So, because of that, there is going to be a little bit more of me walking back and forth, kind of figuring out what's the best course of action and all that. Which is a lot less the case in the other Sonic games. Oh boy. Yeah, another little difference between Sonic compared to Mario at the time. With Mario, as long as you are above an enemy, that's enough for you to stomp on them. So you don't even have to jump, actually, in order to stomp on an enemy. You can just allow yourself to fall down a platform. As long as you were above an enemy, you stomp on them. With Sonic, however, whether you jump or fall down from something makes a difference. Because Sonic attacks enemies not by stomping on them, but by spinning on them. That's why his jump does the whole spinning thing. But yeah, you notice that sometimes, like for example when he grabs the bubble, that uncurls him. That makes it so that he isn't in a spin ball anymore. And when he's not in a spin ball while in the air, he won't actually attack an enemy because of it. You have to actually make sure that you end up in a ball in some shape or form in order to attack an enemy. That's why it's also an option to roll down a hill like this. That way you are in a ball. Okay, this next boss, it's actually kinda not a boss, or at least you don't actually have to beat him. You just have to survive this onslaught of enemies and spikes, which makes this shield very important, actually. Yeah, like you can attack him if you want, but all that does is bounce you back down. And yeah, down below, the water is still rising, which makes you slower. And, of course, it also makes you drown if you stay there long enough. Nope. Oh boy, I lost some shield. Fortunately, I was able to do it. But yeah, so yeah. You see the music already stopped even though I didn't actually beat him, but that's because this boss battle is more like a race against time kind of thing. Obstacle course. It's an obstacle course. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Oh, Starlight. They made a game out of you. Or a level out of you. Yes, it is you. See, Starlight, we are bonding. You don't need that Humane Entertainment. Okay, so, if you just go back, that makes it so that, well, that thing over there is back up instead of down. That way you can grab this. Well, in this case, you get a coin, but, yeah, in the original game, that would have been a life instead. Oh yeah, I don't think I even mentioned, but whenever you get 100 rings, that will also give you a life. Or in this case, it gives you a coin instead. So yeah, this essentially makes it official that there is a difference between a coin and a ring. Because a lot of people did call rings coins, even though, well, they're not really coins, they're rings. So, there you go. Isn't this music nice, Starlight? Such a nice music while fireballs are narrowly... well, while I narrowly dodge all these fireballs and all that. My music, yes, indeed, your music. Ooh. Oh, yeah. This is, well, I say it's a trap. It's not really much of a trap, but yeah. You can do this. Oh no, I'm stuck. Well, you're not really stuck. You can just jump, but I thought it's kind of a funny little thing there. Oh, yeah. There is a difference between the springs. You see, here's a red spring and here's a yellow spring. Here's the thing. The yellow spring, well, it's more like a trampoline, that one. The red spring, it actually kind of launches you. Like, it goes a lot faster, and you have less control over whether to move left or right during the launching. Whereas with the yellow one, you have a little bit more control, comparatively. The difference is essentially in the speed of the spring, but that difference does, well, make a difference because yeah, through that you can do stuff like that. Like the red spring would essentially launch you all the way over here because of the curvature of the environment. Yeah, there are two goal signs here. What's the point of that? Well, turns out there was actually a different route you could take, which makes you go over the goal ring down there instead. Oh, question for the chat. What do you think about the gameplay elements of this game? So there's also kind of a fundamental difference between the gameplay elements of the classic Sonic games and it's fun, yes, indeed. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a fundamental difference between the gameplay elements of the classic Sonic games and the modern Sonic games. That's also kind of the reason why the developers of Sonic Mania wanted to make a new 2D style Sonic game in the first place. See, the 2D Sonic games, well, as it says, it's a 2D game, but that's not that's just the biggest difference, but that's not really the core of what makes them different. See, the thing with the classic Sonic games is that there's a lot of importance in how the levels are made with the curvatures like this. Like, it's through those curvatures that decides how fast you are going. So the momentum in this game is based on, can you move around based on the hills and, yeah, curves of the levels. With the modern Sonic games, well, in Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes, for example, there's a lot more exploration because, well, it's 3D. So there's a lot more moving to the left, moving to the right, moving up and down, all around, etc. Then a game called Sonic Rush was made. Sonic Rush added something called the boost. And with the boost, oh, I might as well just kill this one just to kind of show. The boost is essentially the spin dash, but without having to charge it. Oh. So instead of having to charge it like this, you just boost forward immediately. Essentially, kind of like how the drop dash is in this game. Oh wow, that was a bottomless pit there. Okay, but that kind of makes a difference because the boost is something that is kind of a bar. Like, it's something that you actually have to have proper resources in order to keep the boost up. Like, by killing enemies, you keep the bar full. And by keeping the bar full, that keeps you, yeah, that allows you to keep using the boost. So, in that case, in the modern Sonic games, the curvature of the levels matter a lot less compared to the 2D games. Because instead, what you want to do is try to keep up the momentum by keeping up your boost gauge. So yeah, there's just a little bit of a different philosophy there. Like Sonic the Hedgehog 1, or just any classic Sonic games, they want you to kind of communicate with the level. Like you see there's a curvature there, so you choose to roll like this in order to go over there, etc. Whereas with the modern Sonic games, you instead are kind of looking at, oh, there are enemies or rings there, so I can fill up the boost gauge. As long as I fill up the boost gauge, I can use the boost. And it just kind of becomes a more of a situation of you trying to find ways in order to keep the boost up. So I'm not saying one is better than the others. In fact, if I'm going to be very honest, I actually do prefer the modern Sonic games over the classic Sonic games. But there is just enough of a difference in gameplay philosophy that, yeah, makes it so that, yeah, there's a little bit of a... yeah, it makes it so that classic Sonic fans and modern Sonic fans, they each kind of look for something different in a Sonic game. I guess a good comparison would be fans of Final Fantasy where it's real-time combat compared to fans of Final Fantasy who prefer turn-based combat. One is not necessarily better than the other. It's just that different people look for different things in their franchises. It does create a divide, yes, but personally I do think that having that variety, it only makes a franchise stronger that way. Anyway, we are actually at the final level of Sonic 1. Scrap Brain Zone. Well, I say final level, it's still 3 acts, of course. Every stage has 3 acts. So we still have to go through 3 acts of this stage. But we are actually already at the final stage. And I just kind of checked the time here. We've only been streaming for 1 hour. So yeah, if you are good at a Sonic game, you can generally kind of beat it around an hour or 2 or something per game. Of course, the big difference is if you keep dying all the time, you know? And I guess there's also the whole thing about trying to get the Chaos Emeralds. And in this case, because I do have all the Chaos Emeralds, that's why I don't have to be worried about them anymore. So what's the deal with the Chaos Emeralds anyway, right? Well, why do they create miracles? Well, funny thing is, for a very long time, the Chaos Emeralds were kind of a mystery about where they actually came from. Like, just imagine that the latest in the timeline of Sonic games, it would be Sonic Frontiers right now. Well, actually, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is actually the latest in the timeline, but that's more of a spin-off. But yeah, Sonic Frontiers is the latest in the timeline so far. And that game was made for the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, 30th? Was it 30th? Or was it... Or was it 30th? No, it was the 30th, yeah. The 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. And for the 30th anniversary, they finally have a story through Sonic Frontiers that actually explains what the deal is with the Chaos Emeralds. Well, that's because the Chaos Emeralds were more like MacGuffins rather than actual story elements. They're more like the Deus Ex Machina kind of things in order to, yeah, give the characters victory and all that. However, at the time when they made the Chaos Emeralds, well, the thing is, the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog are actually big fans of Dragon Ball Z. Well, I say Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, just the original Dragon Ball. And well, in Dragon Ball, there were 7 Dragon Balls, which if you get all 7 together, it allows you to have a wish fulfilled. That's kind of the inspiration, even though in this game it's 6 Chaos Emeralds, but still, that's kind of the idea behind it. They're just mysterious things and such. However, it is actually Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that actually gives you something substantial by getting all 7, because Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is kind of where they made 7 the standard numbers of Chaos Emeralds rather than 6. Okay, here's another little shortcut. Yeah. If I wasn't fast enough, I would not have fallen down here. But you actually want to fall down here, because this path, while not necessarily like a full shortcut that makes you skip an entire act, this path is a lot shorter compared to the normal path that you would take if you took the upper path. Both would end up sending... Oh, wow. Both would end up sending you in the same place. So it's not really a case of, oh, I'm stuck now. No, no, no. Going... Oh, sheesh. I keep getting hit by this. Going down here is just an alternate way to reach the same goal, but I guess faster. Yeah, sometimes I just want to be safe, and I'm just gonna wait for the bubble. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think this way. Ooh, yeah. If you actually fell down on the left there, that would have extended the path a little bit, but still it would be shorter than the original path. Oh. Okay, so we're reaching the final boss of Sonic 1. Here's a little tradition in Sonic 1 and 2 in particular, and that's the fact that you will go fight against the final boss without any rings, so any damage would kill you immediately. And even so, the threat is Dr. Eggman crushing you with these pistons thing. So even if you did have rings, you would still die, because getting crushed is still an instant kill either way, whether you had rings or not. Fortunately, if you just know how to position yourself, you can just dodge those electricity balls. But yeah, already at the final boss. See, this is why I decided to make this stream be Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Sonic CD. Because Sonic 1 on its own is a very short game if you actually know how to play it. So by just adding Sonic CD to it, at least we have a little bit more content in this stream, I guess. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's like a 50-50 chance which piston he would be in at any given moment. But yeah, believe it or not, Sonic just has to be patient. I know that's blasphemy for some Sonic fans, but yeah, Sonic just has to be patient against this boss. I could have actually hit him right there to make him explode or something, but yeah. So yeah, the good end, yeah, the normal ending would have just had Sonic have a victory pose here. In this ending, the good ending, because we got all the Chaos Emeralds, those flowers appeared because of the Chaos Emeralds. It's not much of a difference, but canonically this is what Sonic should happen in this story. So yeah. Woo, indeed. And the whole thing about flowers is, well, again, the whole environmentalist message is about nature versus technology. And well, in this case, nature won. And those flowers are just a good representation of nature conquering over the robotics, you know? So yeah, the little animated cutscene at the start that showed Sonic saving the little bird. Well, the bird is called a flicky, by the way. That's what those birds are called. There's a whole story behind the flickies. I will talk about that later, I guess. But yeah, that cutscene that was added in this collection. I mean, as you can tell, the animation was very smooth, like modern 2D and all that. Yeah, that's because that was added in this game, or in this collection. After these credits, we are going to get several new cutscenes that link Sonic 1 and Sonic CD together. So yeah, that's what we're going to get after these credits. This is also a little tradition in the classic Sonic games, which is that the credits will be kind of a medley of all the different stages we've gone through so far, which I think is a cool little way to up. Oh right, the whole Space Channel 5 thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so here you see Eggman being frustrated. If you actually missed any Chaos Emeralds, he would be taunting you with the Chaos Emeralds that you have missed. Fortunately, we do have everything, so... Oh, yeah. Oh, so the Chaos Emeralds are moving to a different island. And a 7th Chaos Emerald is added to it as well. So yeah, now we have 7 Chaos Emeralds to collect in this new island. But that's gonna be for the next stream, because that's going to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Instead, here's Sonic CD, where we get to meet Amy Rose. Yeah, Amy Rose likes to read, well, I wouldn't say tarot cards, fortune cards. So I think the whole idea of reshuffling is not the way you're supposed to do fortune card readings, but okay. Amy's not one to play by the rules. So yeah, some kind of planet, little planet, decided to appear here. Okay, so the thing is, this cutscene actually isn't a new thing. See, Sonic CD was made for not the Sega Genesis. She looks so cute. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this cutscene was made for Sonic CD because Sonic CD was actually a game made for the Sega CD, not the Sega Genesis. The Sega CD was like an update to the Sega Genesis, which allowed them to play video. And to show off the video capabilities, they showed this little cutscene here.
Take a little chance, slip on through. You got smart no matter what you do. You gotta do for you.
Also, the fact that it was CD makes it so that they could have vocals and all that. So they just show off with this song. I do like that the cutscene actually shows him rolling down a hill, because that is, well, that is essentially the gameplay thing of Sonic. So yeah, this is Sonic CD. Sonic CD, it has a little bit of a mixed reception. Some people absolutely love this as the favorite of their classic Sonic games. Others actually have this as their least favorite instead. Why is that? Well, that's because Sonic CD is just kind of built differently. And I know built differently is like a thing that people say, oh, it's just cool like that. Well, no, in this case... Oh, yeah, I actually kind of ruined it. Yeah, I'll just restart. Here. Because Sonic CD would be the kind of Sonic game where you would actually get lost. So yeah, that's way different than even Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So why would you be able to get lost in this game? Because there is a future and past version of each level. You see these little signs here. This would send you to the future, this would send you to the past. But it's not just a case of you touching it and you reach the past. What you have to do is you have to keep moving for a set amount of time until you do a Back to the Future, and that makes you actually travel in time. So I'm gonna show it here, and hopefully I would get it right. Here, you see the little stars there? There we go. Yeah, you have to kind of keep a momentum as long as you have those stars, and that makes you go to the past. So why do we want to go to the past? Well, here's where the exploration part comes in this game. Yeah, there are some things like a metallic looking Sonic over here. I wonder if that's gonna be important. But yeah, it's like a hologram kind of thing. And there's also going to be a little generator. Well, quite a big generator actually. There's going to be a big generator hidden in this stage somewhere. And as long as you have destroyed both the generator as well as the hologram of the metallic looking Sonic, that makes it so that Act 3 will be a good future. If you fail to do that, that makes it so that Act 3 will be a bad future. And if you want to get the good ending in this game, you want to have a good future in every single one of the levels. You heard the little sound there? That's an indication that I have found both of those things in order to get a good future. So this is in fact, that is quite different, yes. This is in fact the reason why... Oh, wow, I messed up going to the future. Well, I think I should find another... No, that's already used. Yeah. I could just go to the goal right now, but I do want to show off the future right now. But yeah, this makes Sonic CD a lot different than Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Because you actually have to explore in order to get the good ending. Well, sorta. There is actually a second way in order to get the good ending, but I will show that off. Oh man. Oh sheesh. I keep ruining the future thing. You know what? Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to the end of this stage. I do still want to get 50 rings, and I will show you why. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think I can get the shield. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so there's also a little arrow that tells you, oh, the goal is over here. It's actually important in this game because if you haven't found the generator yet, you kind of want to know, oh, I don't want to go that way yet. I still want to get the generator. In this case, we do have generator, but there is still this special stage ring. So we do still have special stages. This is in fact the second way in order to get the good ending. Like, you could get the good ending by getting the generators in every single stage, or by beating this special stage, you get not a Chaos Emerald, you get a Time Stone. And there are 6 Time Stones. Get all 6 Time Stones, and every stage you enter will automatically be a good future, whether you have grabbed all the... whether you have destroyed all the generators or not. So that kind of makes these special stages an alternate way to get the good endings. Unfortunately, I am not the greatest at this special stage, but fortunately I was able to get this one. It doesn't matter if you're in the past or future to go through the goal. No, it doesn't. But yeah, the Time Stones do kind of look like the Chaos Emeralds, but yeah, as you can tell, Time Stones. It says here right there, Time Stones. It's something different. Okay, so there we go, yeah. We always start in the present, and through the present, that's when we try to go to the future or the past. Generally speaking, you mostly only want to go to the past, but in order to grab the generators and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a case of trying to find the signs. Oh, sheesh. Nah, I ruined it. That's why having infinite lives is good, because that means you can just keep restarting and keep trying to go for the past thing. Alright. Okay, what's the best way in order to... Okay, is this a flat surface? I think I can do it here. Yeah, okay, so I think I am going to show why this game is not made with the drop dash in mind. See, okay, I am going to touch this past thing, and you just have to keep moving, right? Well, here's the thing. Yeah, the game counts that as constant movement. So, yeah, instead of having to interact with the level in order to find a way to keep a constant movement, if you just have a flat surface, you can just keep using the drop dash instead. Obviously, the game wasn't meant with the drop dash wasn't made with drop dash in mind, because the drop dash is something that they added later in Sonic Mania, and they just re-added it here retroactively. But yeah, if someone has trouble with the whole time travel mechanic, well, that's a good way to kind of cheese it. Okay. And this is why I said that Sonic CD might take a little bit longer than Sonic 1. Because honestly, if I just wanted to go to the goal, that is actually still pretty easy. But if I want to get the good ending, I will have to kind of explore in order to find those generators and the holograms. And fortunately I just... Oh. Was that it? Okay, I thought there would still be another hologram of that metallic looking Sonic. I wonder if there's a name for this metallic looking Sonic. Okay. Oh, ooh, wait, can I still... Ooh, I was still able to destroy it before I got sent to the future. Okay, so, yeah, we were in the past, and now we go to the future. Well, that just means we are back in the present, because, yeah, obviously there would be a in-between of the past and the future, so... Let's just try to find another... Oh no, that one leads to the past. Future, there we go. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. So, here we can reach the future, and... Yeah, it looks friendly rather than... Okay, actually, maybe I should have gone to the future before I destroyed the generator. But yeah, you notice that it looks like a friendly environment in this future. That's because this is a good future, and we caused a good future by destroying the generator and all that. But if we didn't destroy the generator and we reached the future, it would have looked like a very dark environment instead. It outright said Sonic made a good future in Zone 2. So yeah. Question for the chat. What do you think would improve this game? Honestly, personally, I do think that the special stages are a little bit clunky. Like, I understand that's kind of part of the challenge of this special stage in the first place. But yeah, no. I'd much rather have the dizzying, drug-induced special stages of Sonic 1 than I would have these special stages. I like how different the gameplay is here. What is the reason it is usually hated? Just cause it's different? Yes. Because nowadays, people want Sonic to be fast and streamlined. And Sonic CD is essentially the kind of game that try to do something different. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is what happens if you mess up a... this is what happens when you mess up a special stage. This is when it says, time zone retrieval unsuccessful. Do you want to spend coins to retry? Yes, so now it's just coins needed 1. For every next retry you do, you will have to pay more coins. Fortunately, I already accumulated a lot of coins in the meantime, 442, so hopefully that should be enough. Yeah, in the original game, yeah, not getting the failing at special stage, that would have been it. You would have failed it, and you're gonna have to hope that you were able to get the... Oh boy. Hope that you get enough chances to get the special stages in the next zones. Oh boy. Oh, sheesh. Oh boy. Whoa. Okay, still got it. So yeah, this is... Yeah, the whole thing about it being different, well, that's actually also why a lot of people are actually fans of Sonic CD instead. Like, it's just because it's different, that makes it so that people who don't like the change will, or at least like a very certain way Sonic games are, like Sonic 1, 2, and 3, they might consider this their least favorite. Others actually like how different it is. They like how you explore around and all that. Which makes Sonic CD, in fact, their favorite instead. Anyway, yeah, like Sonic 1, Act 3 is where you have boss battles instead. Which is why I don't have to really care about rings and all that. Because I was never going to get a special stage out of this anyway. Also, in terms of boss battles, that was a very quick one, wasn't it? Oh, Kodias Mossflower. Hi, those to whom are special are within rights to which are fast. Yes, indeed. I've heard things about your riddles and all that. They're very fascinating, Kodias. Yeah, pleased to meet you, Kodias. Oh, anyway, here's Amy. So yeah. Oh no, this metallic looking Sonic has kidnapped Amy. Well, better do something about that. So yeah, back when this game was originally released, this would have been actually the first time you saw Amy, instead of that new cutscene that was added with her with the fortune cards. Oh, I think I went to the future, haven't I? Oh, well, at least you now get to see the dark future. Like, yeah, this is the bad future. You see the dark clouds and... yeah, everything looks darker. That's because we haven't found the generators yet. But yeah, I don't actually want to be in the future now, so I am going to restart. And I just remembered that when you restart, you still end up in the bad future. So I better find a way to go back to the past. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, in the future, you can't find the generators because, well, the generators would have already done their job and all that. Where is a past sign when you need it? I do find it funny how the music sounds so threatening, because this this theme is also kind of Amy's theme, or classic Amy's theme. So I don't know, just the idea of a dark Amy is just kind of funny to me. Kodias, take over is that to which annexation is the building blocks to which is true to what is hindrance to the variance that which is beholden to the past. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, why should we be stuck in the past of, you know, having Humane Entertainment as the one playing, you know? Why can't we just have Kotaro Entertainment streaming instead, right? Let's not be stuck in the past. I say that as I still try to figure out a way to get back to the past because I just ruined that. Let's just restart and see if I can try to do that thing again. Oh, I can just jump there. Okay. But yeah, as I pointed out, Sonic CD is actually the classic Sonic game that I have played the least compared to the other Sonic games. So as a result, I still have to kind of think about where should I go and all that. Which I can understand. Other people will actually like that with Sonic games. Well, not with Sonic games, just platforming games in general, I guess. But yeah, the fact that it is different is still something that can confuse players a little bit. There we go, okay, passed. Let's see. Maybe I can just... Oh, man, I ruined it again. You know what, maybe there's just another past sign somewhere else. This place was just a little bit too closed off. So yeah, it is kind of funny how the past and future signs, they kind of work like how in Back to the Future is, where you need like a certain amount of speed or constant speed in order to reach in order to time travel. All right, there's another past thing. Okay, there we go. Past. Can I just keep rolling this way? Yes, all right. And now we're back in the present, so I'm going to restart here in the present and try to find a sign that goes to the past again. Oh, might as well just have this cutscene again. But yeah, this Sonic CD is the first game of Amy, but also the first game of Metal Sonic, right there. This kind of makes it so that anytime that there's an anniversary of, and if there's an anniversary of Amy, well, it's also the anniversary of Metal Sonic. So, in fact, in Sonic Mania, they had a special animation that focused on Amy and Metal Sonic as a result in Sonic Mania Adventures. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny how they start off as enemies, but there is like a weird commonality thing those two have because they both started in the same game. All right, here's a past. Okay. Okay, maybe if I just past and just keep rolling. Let's see if that. There we go. Oh, hi Kodias, this Kotaro streamer has done something to Humane and has taken over his stream. Oh, I just missed that. You know, sure, I might have done something to Humane, but I'm sure he's completely satisfied in whatever place I put him in. Everything is fine. Just fine. Okay, I think maybe if I... No, that's still not enough. Okay. Okay, now I got 50. Oh. Well, I had 50 rings. Well, as long as I grab the generator, should be. Oh, okay. I shouldn't accidentally go to the future though. All right. Fortunately, I think I am able to just go back to the past or the present, I guess, to collect more rings, and that should be enough to. Ooh, okay. Let's not accidentally go to the future yet, which in this case would be the present. Oh boy. Okay. Usually, a good sign of where the generators are is if you happen to see a lot of animals around. It's almost like the animals are kind of guiding Sonic to where the generators are. So that's also a good way to just kind of keep an eye on it. Just if you see a bunch of animals just jumping around and all that, chances are that the generator is pretty close by somewhere. That, and let's be honest, a lot of time it's the more difficult paths where the generators are. And, oh no! No, restart. Fortunately, I'm just continuing back in the past. All right. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to backtrack a bit, and that's where the generator is. No, that just brings me back to the start. Oh, no. Let's not go 88 miles per hour. Okay. But yeah, in terms of challenging paths, yeah, there's kind of like a tier system in the level design. Oh, hey, well, I just randomly ran into it. Okay, fine. I'm not complaining. Anyway, Oh, question for the chat. When experiencing a story, do you put yourself in the protagonist position or as an observer of the plot? Well, I know that Humane likes to be the observer. Me? Oh, I put myself in the character's position. Like, I'm just imagining I am Sonic right now. Like, going through frustrating situations like all these springs. And if I play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 as Tails, boy, would I love to be Tails. Because if I don't love being Tails, that risks me getting blown up by his napalm bombs. And I can't have that. Also, I'm pretty sure that the generator should be enough to make a good future, but just to be safe, I still want to try to find the Metal Sonic hologram, because I do think that should still be here. Oh, was that it? Yeah, here he is. I think those holograms are kind of like a instruction for Metal Sonic of what he's supposed to be doing in the future or something. Yeah, all these generators, they are what Eggman uses in order to roboticize things. All right, there we go. All right, I reached the present time. While I'm at it, I might as well just see if I can reach the future and just show off the good future in this stage. Oh, well, there you go. Is there just a straight path here? Oh. No, that works. There. So, because the generator is destroyed, yeah, it's a much friendlier looking place, isn't it? And all the animals are happy. That is kind of the fun thing about these older games, though, because they did not have, they did not have like an abundance of cutscenes as you would have in modern games. So they kind of have to tell the story through the level design instead. And just little text like Sonic made a good future in Zone 1, and just understanding the context based on what you did in order to get the good future. Alright. Oh, wow, really? That didn't count? Okay, fine. So, Sonic Mania also had special stages that were kind of like this. The difference is that it's less running around trying to find different UFOs to destroy. And instead, you're just following one UFO, and you just have to be fast enough to catch that one UFO. Personally, I prefer that compared to this one. If only because these 3D controls, they're kind of clunky because that's the limit of the times when they made the game. And I guess that's also kind of the... because it's a limit, they kind of decide that's the challenge, I guess. That said, just putting the same controls in a more speedy environment, which is what they did in Sonic Mania, that just instantly makes it better, honestly. But that's my opinion on that. I still have to find it. No, I don't want to go to the future. Oh. Okay. I think if I go down, there should be something that... Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, here's a little benefit though. In the present, you are able to find the generators, but they've already done their job. So, you can't do anything in the present. However, if you have to find them, well, they are still in the same place in the past. So, at least now I don't have to search around for where it is. All right. How do I get up there again? I think I just... Yeah, just keep spinning. Oh no. Okay, well, at least I can use these springs to go up. Oh. Didn't see the spike there. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I don't want to go to the future just yet. Oh, there we go. There. Yeah, you'll notice that the generator is actually active because it's actually working on roboticizing everything at this point. And that's why by destroying it, you make a good future. Because then the place isn't roboticized. Might as well just... Alright, there we go. There we go. Oh, wait, there was still a Metal Sonic thing. Well, we might as well just check if the generator on its own was enough. No, you know what? No, I'd rather be safe than sorry at this point. So I'm just gonna go back to the past and I'm just gonna continue searching for the Metal Sonic hologram. But yeah, actually, that kind of reminds me. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, it ended with a teaser to both Amy and Metal Sonic. Well, yeah, so that means that Sonic 4, the movie, is probably going to kind of take Sonic CD as an inspiration in terms of story. Which is actually kind of like slightly out of order, actually. Because Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the movie, well, kind of was Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the game, in terms of story. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, is kind of like a mixture of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, the game. Then Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was actually Sonic Adventure 2 in terms of story, which would be after 3 and after Adventure 1 in terms of the game story. So yeah, and since Sonic CD is before Sonic 2 in the game continuity, that actually makes it a little bit out of order in the movies by having the story now follow Sonic CD with Sonic 4. If they call it Sonic 4, I'm gonna assume they call it Sonic 4, but who knows? Usually it's the number 4 where they start adding subtitles instead of the number for some reason. Okay. There we go. All right. We're at 4 now, right? Yeah, this is the 4th one. So we're already halfway there in terms of special stages, but yeah, they do get more and more difficult, and as I pointed out, I'm not the best at these special stages in particular. So I'd rather be kind of done with it, if I'm gonna be very honest. To be fair, I am kind of doing like more work than necessary, really, because I'm already making sure that I am grabbing or destroying all the generators. So if you're gonna destroy all the generators, you really don't need to do the special stages, because you're already gonna get the good ending that way anyway. But hey, since I already gotten all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1, might as well just continue here. And I think I'm running out of time here. Yeah, ran out of time. Yeah, so I just need to use 1 coin again, because this is a new special stage. But yeah, every next time that I retry in the same special stage, it just adds more coins to pay in order to retry it. Oh man. There we go. Okay. Okay. Ah. Oh. Oh, wow. All right. That's 4 of the 6. So 2 more left. I think I remember the 5th one actually being more difficult than the 6th one. So yeah, as you can tell, it's a good future here, so it's a lot more sunny and all that. So yeah, this is the first of several pinball-like bosses in this franchise. I don't know if Sonic was already a casino addict before all this, or if this is what awakened it. But yeah, it is a little bit worrying how many casino-type stages there are in the Sonic franchise. Like, is this really just what Sonic just happens to run into, or is this the case of Sonic is just making sure he will always end up in a casino in some shape or form? Things to think about. I'd say Sonic is a bad influence on Tails. Then again, even before Tails met Sonic, he was already kinda throwing bombs at birds, so who knows with these two, really. Okay, no, that's the future. No, we have to go to the past. Let's see. I haven't seen a past sign this whole time. No, that's still a future one. Oh, wow. Yeah, so there you go. That's getting crushed, and that's an instant kill whether you have rings or not. Okay, maybe just going up here. No, that's still a future one. I feel like I've already moved pretty far. I should have found a pass sign somewhere. Oh, well, okay, at least I know where the generator is. Okay. Now just to find a pass sign. It's gonna be quite some backtracking to reach that place again. Oh, no, that's the goal. Okay, yeah, I'll just restart. Alright, let's see. The thing is, compared to Sonic the Hedgehog 1, when in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, you kind of don't need to explore anymore, because by then you don't have to have 50 rings in order to reach the special stage anymore, because you already got all the Chaos Emeralds. In this game, even if you... Well, okay. Now, in this game, if you don't go for all the time stones, you will have to keep exploring in every single stage. You know, oh, there was a path. Yeah, you're gonna have to explore in every single stage. Because otherwise, you're not going to... Oh, man. Okay. At least I know where the past sign is. But yeah, you're gonna have to explore in every single stage in order to find the generators to get the good future. Which I guess is why, if you just grab the time stones instead, you're not going to need to explore anymore. But even so, I'm going to keep exploring even after I got all the time stones, because I just want to go through the process. Oh, no. Was it this way? No. No, that's the future. Oh. Yeah, I think it's over here. Okay, so what's the best way to... Okay, I think if I just go up here... That should be enough space. Yes, that's enough space. Good. Alright, so at least we know where it is. At least if we find that pipe thing. Oh, okay. Funny how I just run into this one. Okay. No, I don't want to go to the future. Yeah, just keep following. Eventually, I should reach that pipe thing. No, not... Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Which makes me go right past it. There we go. Alright. That's both the generator as well as the hologram. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. A little useful thing about these springs, you can just use this because this is a constant movement. So you can just go to the future this way if you want. You know what? Is there... I thought maybe if there happens to be a future sign close by, I could just go to the future just to show the good future. Well, not that I have to, honestly, because Act 3 will always be the future anyway. Okay, I still want to have 50 rings, though. You know what, let's not toy around too much. I'm just gonna go to the goal. There we go. Oh yeah, but as I said, Sonic CD was made for the Sega CD, and because it was a CD instead of a cartridge, that's why you hear all those little vocals in the music and all that. It's kind of funny how we kind of take for granted how voices in games, that's just a normal thing, right? Well, yeah, it is now. At the time of the creation of these older games in the 90s, they had limitations. That they knew, oh, we can't just normally have sound be good enough to actually simulate voices. So they had 16-bit sounds instead. But then, oh, here comes a CD thing, which allows you to actually have good enough sound. Yeah, that's cool, right? Yeah. Anyway, I failed that one, but fortunately I have enough coins to just keep retrying until hopefully I get it. It's so annoying when they actually just move to the left and right and all that, because you... yeah, the turning radius of Sonic's jumping in 3D in this one, it is so wide that, yeah, you really can't count on turning in the air as much. Like, the modern Sonic games comparatively give you much better control in the air and all that. And I think I'm gonna fail a second time here. Yeah, you'll notice that there's a time thing up in the middle in the screen. Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7. Again, I'm not gonna make it. Might as well just show. Yeah, the timer speeds up if you hit the water. Oh, still just one? I really thought I had to use more coins every single time. Okay, okay, I'm not complaining. Okay, good. Got that one. Okay. Oh. Oh boy, okay. No, that's straight into the water. Ah, I thought I would have hit that one right there. Alright. Ah, sheesh. Ah, come on. Okay. Alright, 30 seconds. Is that enough time for me to get the final ones? Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, 4 seconds. Wow. That was just 1 second left. Wow. But yeah, fortunately this was the most difficult one out of all the special stages, if I remember correctly. Yes, woo! Okay. Yeah, the wall's moving there. Ominous. Okay, I don't actually want to go to the future, but let's just try to escape this wall thing first. Okay. Oh. Oh, I already got a shield, but yeah, sure. In case you haven't noticed, by the way, this level loops around vertically. So, if you kept going down, you would have ended up back at the top, and yeah, it just goes on infinitely until you move to the right. I don't know how geographically that works, but there you go. That's a thing. Okay. What's the... Oh, okay. Some rings, sure. Oh, okay. Now to find a past sign. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's just explore a little bit. Okay. so there is a button here. Okay, so... Okay, you do still get the stars even if you're underwater while doing this. Okay, sure. That works. So it's kind of funny how in the past here, the water level is actually higher. Which I guess would be the more of a natural state of this environment compared to, I guess, the water being drained by the generator. Maybe that's what happened. That the generator drained the water. Yeesh. Come on. There we go. Okay, jump here. Okay. Yeah. Maybe the generator in this stage actually drained the water, and that's kind of what it did. And that's why it had to be stopped. Yeah, speaking of which, let's actually find the generator, wherever it is. Okay, no, that just brings me all the way back. Oh, okay, well, at least we know where the hologram is. Actually, I might as well point out, yeah, the whole thing with Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic's actually one of the reasons why a lot of Sonic fans believed that Sonic CD was after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Rather than the now canonical placement of Sonic CD being after Sonic 1, but before Sonic 2. The reasoning is that, oh, Metal Sonic is like the best robotic Sonic that Eggman has made. When you compare him to Mecha Sonic, yeah, there are two different robotic Sonics. There's Metal Sonic and there's Mecha Sonic. Mecha Sonic is a boss that you see in both Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, which is a lesser Sonic robot than Metal Sonic. So that kind of made people think like, oh, that probably means that Sonic... Oh, here you see the looping. But yeah, that kind of gave people thought like, okay, so clearly Eggman needed time to perfect Metal Sonic, and Mecha Sonic would kind of be like a prototype of Metal Sonic. Well, here's my rebuttal to that. Just because Metal Sonic appeared first, that doesn't mean he was made first. Could also be a case of Eggman making Mecha Sonic for 2 and 3. Well, no. That he made Mecha Sonic for Sonic 2 before he made Metal Sonic. But Metal Sonic was just finished in time for the events of Sonic CD, that he said, okay, you know what? I guess Mecha Sonic is just not needed. So he just put Mecha Sonic in storage or something. And then during Sonic CD, oh, I made the ultimate Sonic robot. Here's Metal Sonic. And then Sonic will defeat Metal Sonic in this game. And then could be a case of, oh, crap, I lost Metal Sonic. And now Sonic is heading my way in Sonic 2. Well, I better grab this Mecha Sonic I have in my storage. You know? There's a way you can kind of reason around that on why Metal Sonic is a better robotic Sonic than Mecha Sonic. As for why Metal Sonic is considered the better robotic Sonic than Mecha Sonic, well, I'll talk about that once we play through Sonic 2. Okay, I've already found the hologram, but still haven't found the generator. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, we still have to get 50 rings in order to reach the special stage. Okay, I think if I just go to the future, which would be the present, that would give me more rings to collect. Or maybe there's already enough rings here. That saves us a trip to the future. Okay. Okay, bubble, bubble, please, bubble. Okay, well, fortunately the game does remember that I have destroyed those things. So now I can just collect the 50 rings at my own leisure. A shield would be nice too, yeah. Yeah, so in terms of, I guess, hit points, so, yeah, if you get hit while having one ring, that makes you lose all your rings, but they do scatter around, so you can still grab at least one ring again. But yeah, that is indeed a case of Sonic essentially having 2 hit points, like one hit point with rings and another hit point without rings, and at that point Sonic dies. The shield essentially is the 3rd hit point. So now, as long as you have the shield, you won't lose rings, but you will lose the shield. And after you lose the shield, you can then lose the rings. And after you lose the rings, you can then die by getting hit by, oh wow, or die by a crushing like that. That also can happen. But yeah, as a health system, you could say, I do think that that makes Sonic relatively accessible compared to other games. Like with a lot of other games, if you have like 1% health, well, yeah, that one hit, that's gonna kill you no matter what. But here, as long as you have one ring, you can just keep grabbing that one ring again and just stay alive. Which I think as yeah, actually the bigger punishment for getting hit is actually you losing time, because you want to beat these stages as quick as possible. Which, yeah, kind of makes it a good reinforcement of the gameplay loop, in my eyes. Okay, I do have over 50 rings, so let's just try to reach the goal, which should be the last special stage. And if I got the time stone from that, that just automatically makes every next stage a good future, whether I have destroyed the generator or not. Even so, I will still try to destroy all the generators just for completion's sake. Alright. Okay, I said the 5th one was the most difficult one. That doesn't mean that this one is easy though. Especially with how the UFOs can kind of move left and right like that. They do have set patterns, just to be clear. Like, it is possible to just memorize how they move. It's just that I kind of have trouble just memorizing how they actually move, or at least how their patterns are. There are speedrunners who just know the exact moves they have to do in order to destroy every single one of those UFOs in as efficient way as possible. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those. As you can tell, with me failing the special stage yet again. Got it? Okay. 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 Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh. Ah. Okay. Oh, wow. Yay. Got all of them. So that's all time stones. So yeah. Now that I got all the time stones, that means that no matter what, every next stage will be a good future. Nice. Yes. Thanks. Okay, now I am slightly uncertain whether it really was 6 time stones. I'm pretty I was certain that it was just 6 time stones, but you know what? For the next stage, because this is a boss stage, but for the next stage, I am just going. I am going to try to get 50 rings, just in case. Just in case there was a 7th special stage that I did not remember or something. This is similar to the boss of Labyrinth Zone, where I guess I defeated him, but it was more like a race in order to just reach this part, which is the real boss battle. And the real boss battle is, well, he has a shield of bubbles. So that's interesting, isn't it? Well, yeah. So, sure, it makes it so that Sonic can't hit him, but it does give Sonic a way to stay underwater longer. So, I don't know if he thought this one through, honestly, in his design of robots. Like, at the very least, have it be a ring of spikes or something, so that Sonic can't hit him at all. But no, he made a shield of bubbles instead. And there you go, he got defeated. Maybe you should have gone back to the drawing board on that one. Does he ever think through anything at all? No, not really. In fact, okay, so Sonic has games, he has movies, he also has comics. The current running comic right now, done by IDW Comics, actually had a storyline called the Metal Virus saga. And the whole thing there is that there's an idol of his that just looked up to him and just wants to follow in his footsteps. But he then kind of finds out that Eggman just never really thinks through everything. Like, he has the genius mind to invent things, but if the test just comes out correct just once, that's enough for him, and he just immediately goes to the just immediately uses what he has made. Dr. Starline, who is like the one who idolizes Eggman, yeah, he got disillusioned of Eggman precisely because of that. So yeah, so it canonically is a thing that I'm gonna restart, but that canonically is a thing that Eggman really doesn't think his things through. It's, I guess, his character flaw, I guess. Which I guess kind of gives him something that compares him to Sonic, because Sonic also doesn't think his actions through, because he rushes into things. So, I guess that's an interesting way of how Sonic and Eggman kind of are similar in some shape or form. Oh, man. Okay, I think the best way to do this... Yeah, okay, so if I just activate this switch beforehand, making this thing move to the left, yeah, then I can hit the sign, and then I can just... Yeah, okay. Now I know the sequence of events. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Like in terms of protagonists and antagonists, there are some interesting relationships between Sonic and Eggman that way. I guess in a way that also makes it kind of fun whenever Sonic and Eggman... Oh, man. Ah, sheesh. This kind of makes it fun when Sonic and Eggman have to work together. Because believe it or not, that actually happens a lot. But yeah, when Sonic and Eggman work together, well, yeah, their differences makes them clash. But actually what makes them clash even more is when they realize when they have a lot of things in common. I think that's kind of funny. Okay, no, I want it to go this way. Past. There we go. Okay, now to find the generator. Again, even though I don't have to, everything is automatically the good future now as long as I have all the time stones, but let's be completionists. I think I do kind of remember where the generator was supposed to be in this stage. Like it was somewhere high up in I wouldn't say this environment, but this kind of environment where a bunch of springs go left and right and all that. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay, so it was this place. There we go. And now to find the hologram. I think a lot of the time the generators are somewhere high, whereas the holograms tend to be somewhere low. Okay, yeah, let's just go this way first. Okay, just go zigzag until I eventually run into it. Okay, no, let's not go to the future. Okay, alright, okay, well, here's another environment with springs going left and right. Maybe if I just kind of follow the springs. No, here's the goal. No, I still want to find the hologram thing. Okay, let's just try to look to the left here. Oh, okay, no, okay. This hologram is pretty well hidden in this one. Which is funny because I do always remember where the generator is in this one. Oh, okay, I see spring there. Oh, did I see something there? Oh, I think that's it. Okay. Okay, let's just stand still and just look up. There, yeah, I was right. Okay, okay. If I use this spring, okay, maybe if I use the spring, I can get on that platform. Okay, and then jump. There we go. Okay, now I can just move to the goal. Right. Have to go down. And here's goal. Yeah. Okay, so there... I guess there's a 7th one then. Okay. Well, good thing I checked. So it's kind of funny how the time stones actually were 7 before. The Chaos Emeralds were 7. But yeah, I'm happy I checked, because otherwise, oh wow. Otherwise, I would have missed out on the final time stone. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I think this one just moves into the... no. No, no. Okay, well, I'll just fail it. Okay, you know what, there's an arrow pointing this way. Maybe I should just follow along with it. Oh. Okay, oh, no. No, dang. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. I'm lucky I still got that one. Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a little bit of a trap sometimes where those springs just push you into the water, making you waste time that way. No, okay. Let's just hope that 444 tries is enough for me to finish this special stage. Nope. There we go. Okay. Oh, no. Ah. I really thought I would have got that one. Well, I got it now. Ah, sheesh. Okay, let's just try for this one, and then... Oh, no. Boy, the pattern of this one is... Okay, well, fortunately the red UFOs, they give you more time, so... I was fortunate to just grab that one. No. No. Oh, well, there's a red one over there again. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm on. Okay. Ooh, oh, water, water, water. Oh, no. Ah. Nah. That was just the last one. Okay. All right, come on. Got it. All right. Okay, that was the last one that I kept missing. Oh, okay. At least I was able to grab this one, so that... No. Jeez, I keep running into the water. Come on. Woo. Yay, got it. Oh. Ooh, looks like it came at a good time. Hello, Humane / Kotaro. Hello, Starlight. Well, Humane isn't here. I locked him somewhere secret right now. But, hello, Lan. Yeah, so today I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Sonic CD. And fortunately I got all the time stones, which means I technically don't have to look for the generators anymore. But in this case, you know, just for completion's sake, I'm still going to try to find all the generators. Okay, Let's see. Ah, no. Okay, you know what? Just gonna restart just to get the past again. Yeah, just for context, for LAN here, I am playing the Sonic Origins version of Sonic 1. Makes sense, yes. Yeah, so this is the Sonic Origins version, that's why I'm capable of doing things like the drop dash and the spin dash actually works like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and all that. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe if I just roll here. No, that stops me. Okay, maybe we just go down here. Maybe this should be. Nah, come on. Okay. I guess all this restarting might be a little bit cheap, but you know what? If the game allows it, I might as well just do it, you know? Plus, I'm already doing extra work by choosing to go for the generators despite having all the time stones. So why not? Oh, man. That works. Okay, good. Alright, where's the generator in this one? Okay, so yeah, the pattern seems to be that the generators are somewhere high and the holograms are somewhere low. Well, the game is kind of sending me low right now, so I guess we'll probably find the hologram first. Or I just use these springs to go back up. That works too. Oh, no. Okay, now I really want to go up there. Nope. Game doesn't want to make him go up there. I think the generator is in this room. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Well. Oh, sheesh. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I've already mentioned, but Sonic CD is probably the Sega Genesis, or not Genesis, the classic Sonic game that I've played the least out of all of them. So I still have to kind of look around in order to figure out where I'm supposed to go and all that. Yeah, man. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. If I just go higher there. Okay. Oh. No. Well, I just went back to the future. You know, I didn't intend to make that a reference, but it ended up kind of being a reference, so who'd have thought? Okay. There we go. Oh, I'm off. Have fun. Oh, okay. Thank you for joining, Vanilla Ninja. If I remember right, it's in the big room, so it's either that one or a bit further ahead in another big room. Okay. Well, we'll see then. Okay. Okay, so it's... yeah, maybe further ahead there's another big room, as you said. Yeah, bye, Vanilla. I do know it was in the big room in the previous zone, but that one I already got. Okay. Oh, right. I really don't have to search for generators after all, because they're just automatically broken anyway. You know what? If the game gives me a break like that, I'm just gonna go for the gold then. So there you go. Get all the time stones. You don't need to explore anymore. So, Lan, I happen to have Facebook stalked Humane Entertainment enough to know that you are probably another Sonic fan, right? Oh yes. Well, good thing my research has not failed me yet. Yeah, way back when I was part of the Battle Cuckoos, I actually I was actually the one who did the reconnaissance. So I simply used that experience in order to hack into Humane Entertainment's channel, and that's how I kind of took over. Of course, then I kind of found out, oh, this two-tailed fox actually throws napalm too. And I figured, you know what? I think I can leave the Battle Cuckoos. Oh, wow. What was it like working for the Battle Cuckoo Armada? Oh, well, funnily enough, they were nice to work for, really. I mean, sure, some of the robots might have been a little bit violent, and there's a lot of burning hazards, so I guess there's a lot of physical danger, but it pays well. At least I don't end up like in depth like a certain detective agency has. And I'm honestly still kind of living off of the riches I still got from that one. That's good. Yes, indeed. Boy, this stage can really be quite something with the bouncing around and all that. I mean, I guess that's the name of the game, like literally wacky workbench, but yeah. It's kind of a fascinating design when you think about it. Like the whole, you want to go down in order to reach further, but there's these floors that just send you all the way up, so now going up is kind of like the big obstacle. Kind of a fun design that way. This really goes to show how short these levels actually are if you're not looking around for generators. Oh yes, it's hilarious. I always wanted this as a DLC stage in Sonic Generations because it would mess with people's minds. That would be very interesting, yeah. Honestly, I'm still surprised there aren't more DLC stages for Sonic Generations to begin with. I mean, as a game, that's like a game almost made for DLC, and yet the closest we got was Sonic X Shadow Generations, which, yeah, the Shadow Generations part is essentially a whole new game. But, you know, that seems like a game tailor-made to have, like, constant support of DLC, you know? Oh, question for the chat. What do you think could have been pitfalls for this game's quality? You know what? I think, even though I do search around for the generators for a long while, at least the stages are still relatively streamlined enough that getting lost is not as big of a deal as a different kind of game where you search around for generators, you know? So yeah, that could have been a pitfall. Could have been a pitfall of making the stages too convoluted. Very true. Yes. Sonic made a good future in Zone 2. Well, every zone now is a good future anyway, so there you go. You know, the weird thing is that technically the canonical path would actually be to have a bad future in the next stage, Stardust Speedway, because that is the version of the stage that you will see in Sonic Generations. So I guess if you want to be very specific about having a true canonical run, I guess you would have to, in fact, not collect all the time stones until after Stardust Speedway. Yeah, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just happy enough I got all the time stones here at this point. I do find it funny how how all the bosses in Sonic CD, in some shape or form, is kind of like a puzzle boss. I guess. Oh, whoa. Oh. Like, you're doing more than just simply attacking Eggman, you know? Oh, well. Yep. You're not just attacking Eggman, as was kind of the case with Sonic 1. Instead, like, there are different little challenges. Like in the previous boss, you actually have to keep running in order to make the treadmill chafe off the bottom of his platform, for example. And in this case, in this one, you know, yeah, you just have to platform off of these blocks that appear on this floor. So I do think that's kind of a cool thing about Sonic CD in terms of the boss design compared to Sonic 1 or even Sonic 2 or 3. Alright. Okay, at least now I'm getting ready to just immediately jump at him the moment this launches up. There you go. It is interesting they just immediately add like an invisible wall there so that you don't fall back into the hole or something. So since you were part of the Armada, how was Granbell Cuckoo the 15th as a leader? well, I mean, if you displease him in some shape or form, he starts choking you, so I guess that might be a little bit of a red flag as a leader. But you know what? I was able to look past that, mostly because if you wanted to keep him happy, all you really needed to do was just say how amazing his chin is, you know? So, sure, the choking thing is bad, but just follow up every single one of your bad news with the... yeah, with a comment about how amazing his chin is. And suddenly it's okay. So, as long as you know that little cheat code as a worker of the Bell Cuckoo Armada, there you go. That's how you solve that problem. Interesting. Yeah. Did you ever meet Dr. Fukurokov? Well, I've mostly worked with the stuff that he makes, rather than meet him personally. Like, granted, I do hear stories about him leaving precarious items above his workplace that could potentially crush him. So that also discourages me from being close to him physically. Like, I don't want to get crushed by things. Oh, sheesh. I keep getting stuck in this place. Come on. Alright. There we go. Okay. Put that away. Yeah. Go up. There. And just try not to fall yet again. Oh, wait. Okay. Now I'm confused where... okay, maybe if I just let the level design itself just guide me. There we go. Okay. Oh, sheesh. There we go. Okay. Right, just trust the level design. I have pointed out with Sonic 1 that playing Sonic games is almost like a conversation with the level designer. So yeah, in this case, just let the level designer lead you, I guess. Oh yeah, this was the first game where the speed shoes actually have like a special little music sting for it, rather than just speeding up the game's music. Which I guess makes it kind of funny that... oh, you're right, yeah. Which I guess kind of makes it funny that this game has, like, what, 3 versions of the main theme, Toot Toot Sonic Warrior? Like, you have the normal one playing in the intro, then you have the one if you play, yeah, if you have the invincibility shield, and then you have one when you have the speed shoes. Like, how many versions of Toot Toot Sonic Warriors do you need? Okay, am I supposed to just... okay, let's see. Okay, am I supposed to go a different way? No, that does kind of lead me where I... Okay. Let's see. What is stopping me from... Oh, wait. Okay, I see. Or I could just... Yeah, I could just purposely... No? Okay. Yeah, I think going to the past would probably make this level design make a bit more sense. But I just ruined that. Okay. Well, let's just go up. There we go. No. You know, if I played my Lord and Savior Tails, I would have just been able to fly over it. Unfortunately, we're not playing a Tails run. Oh, if I just go down, what then? Nope. Alright. Yeah, this is more the path that I'm more used to. There we go. Interesting theory I had about the start of Speedway that appears in Sonic Generations Sonic 4 episode Metal is that they're actually erased zones, kind of like what Crisis City is in Generations. Oh, that's also a good way to look at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in that case, then I guess canonically it was a good future. It's just that the bad future version was the one that ended up in Generations because it's an erased one. Yeah, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Oh, this is also the only game that I think does the 3-minute game over thing. 3-minute game over thing. Oh, you mean the time over? No. The time over is actually something that all classic Sonic games have. It's just that in that case, in their cases, it's like a 10-minute thing, and it's this game that had 3 minutes from the moment you stop moving, I guess. No. So speaking of the start of Speedway stage in, or boss stage in Sonic Generations, well, this is what it's based on. Nope. So yeah, Sonic fans that have been keeping up with Sonic all this time, they might have heard this song several times in relation to Metal Sonic. Oh boy. Oh, got it. So yeah, it was more like a race than a actual battle. Oh, right. What I mean is, if you stand still for 3 minutes, you get a game over because Sonic gets bored. Yeah, true. I guess in this case, it's more like a purposeful game over, rather than time running out for some reason and Sonic just deciding, oh, I'm gonna die now. Anyway, yeah. Time to save Amy. And not just any race, but a special race to see who's the fastest. Indeed. So yeah, just pointing out to everybody else here, that's a reference to Sonic Riders? Yeah, Sonic Riders, where Eggman had that word of wisdom about how it's not just a race, it's also a race about who's the fastest, which, yeah, I guess that kinda is what a race is meant to be, but okay, sure. Oh, question for the chat. How do you prefer the visuals of games like these? Bright, dark, realistic, cartoony? Well, honestly, I think the strength of Sonic as a franchise is the fact that everything can kind of work, as long as you know how to properly stylize it. So I guess stylized, but the stylization could be dark, it could be bright, it could be cartoony, it could be realistic, as long as it knows how to properly stylize the way to do it. For example, I guess in Sonic CD's case, I would say that the art style does work to emphasize the difference between the good future and the bad future and all that. Yeah, this game is pretty unique in that regard. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, people who have played Sonic Mania, this is in fact, yeah, the Sonic, one of the Sonic CD stages, the second to last stage, in fact, of Sonic Mania. If we are going to compare them, I do prefer the Sonic Mania version of this stage compared to this one. Mostly because Sonic Mania just... Wow, okay, the music just muted for a second. But yeah, mostly in the Sonic Mania version, it knows how to properly keep up the momentum. Whereas this one does kind of feel like they just kind of took Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic 1 and just added more to it, you know? That, and just look at this. Boing. Okay. Yeah, that does not look like it was fast enough to launch Sonic like that. Whereas in Sonic Mania, yeah, that thing moves fast enough that it actually feels like, yeah, that would be something that could launch you upwards. Oh, okay. There we go. You know, I do kind of find a little bit of a shame that I purposely, yeah, that I went for the good future run in this one, because I actually do prefer the bad future version of this stage compared to the good future. And to be fair, that's also a little bit because the music just fits better with the bad future. Or yeah, the music of this stage fits better with the bad future. It also has like a little, I mean, here you also have like a little vocal rap here, but yeah, it's a little darker, a little bit of a darker rap thing in the bad future, which I kind of like. That's a good point. Yes. Anyway, Classic Sonic's already kind of the chibi Sonic. Well, here's chibier Sonic. How chibi can Sonic go? Well, I mean, I guess now there's the Sonic and Friends animated shorts. That's even more chibi. Alright, that's just... Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? Oh. Alright, just jump like this. Okay, and then just go... Yeah, there we go. No need to use the yellow spring there. In fact, I think the yellow spring was made to be a trap there, so... Rapping with Eggman, yes. I think I've seen some kind of fan video where they actually animated Eggman rapping through this yeah, Metallic Madness theme. Specifically the Sonic Mania version, I believe. Which is funny. Oh, okay, how about... Oh. Wait, no, not... Oh, I'm back down here. Oh, sheesh. Okay, I just kind of went in circles there. Okay. Come on. Oh. Yeah. Speaking of the thing as a trap, there we go. Okay. Okay, I think this whole thing just kind of loops around until you have the proper... Until you find the proper path. Now I'm not sure. Am I supposed to go this way? Ah, there we go. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, right. I think that, yeah, this segment was also repeated in Sonic Mania. Fortunately, once you're high enough, you can just keep jumping from there. And then you're just out. And I think we're about to reach the... Yeah, we're about to reach the final boss of this game. Which would be the final one of... Yeah, which would be the final stage of this stream. I think I will still show the cutscene at the start of Sonic 2 before I end the stream. Okay. Oh, right. There was a bottomless pit there. Yeah, like the Good Future version of this song, I guess it tries to make this song more optimistic, but clearly, at least in my eyes, it just doesn't sound right. Mostly because clearly the instrumental is made to be threatening. And then you... Oh, wow. Yeah, so the melody is made to be threatening, and yet here it tries to have positive spin on it, but it just doesn't work. Whereas in the Bad Future version, well, it at least leans into the fact that it's a dark song, you know? Plus, as a final stage, Bad Future does kind of make a bit more sense. But I also know, canonically, it has to be a good future, because that's the interpretation they go with in the cutscene. Oh. Right, I keep trying to go like that. Ah, okay. Okay, no. Okay. Oh, no. It's funny how this platform section is actually being more of a challenge than the actual boss. Which, let's be honest, tends to be the case with Sonic sometimes. Ah, there we go. Oh. Okay. Let's just try to get through this. Oh, oh no. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Just gonna try to keep jumping. Yeah. Ooh, nah. Dang. Oh, yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Bad Future is a cooler way to end, but you also want to earn a utopian ending like this. Yeah. Alright. Also, I still find it interesting Metal Sonic used this zone name for one of his boss fight. That is true. Interesting. There we go. Excuse me. I do like how this little fight here, it does get referenced in the ending animation. All right. At least this music sounds pretty ominous. Yeah, with this final boss, honestly, one of the best way to deal with him is actually just to get damage, get the invincibility frames, and then hit him. Like, you could try to wait for him to yeah, to expose a part of the robot and all that, but really, if you have one ring, just get damaged with that one ring and start and just pass through his shield, squares, plates thing. Oh, there's Amy. Ah, you went for the cheesing method, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the American manual, they actually called Amy Princess Sally, which, yeah, any fan would know that's not the case, but yeah, I guess that's their way to try to tie this to Sonic SAT-AM, even though it's not the same continuity. But there you go. Yeah, if we had the bad ending, there would have been an additional scene showing Eggman getting away with one of the time stones. Which, clearly, that's not the case this time. Oh. Excuse me, the sound, it cut out. Yeah, okay. That was just a little thing with the sound.
Hey!
Yeah, so that's what I meant. That was the boss battle being referenced in the animation there. And of course they had to reference Sonic and Metal Sonic's fight.
Believe in yourself.
Well, you heard him. Believe in yourself. Such cool animation. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, question for the chat. Is this game's music something you would listen to outside of the game? Well, yeah. it's not just Humane Entertainment. I also listen to Spotify all the time, and most of the time I do listen to Sonic music. So yeah, Sonic CD is definitely one of them. Oh yes, I listen to both the US and Japanese versions of this game all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so this game actually has two different soundtracks. What you just heard right here, that's the Japanese soundtrack. And the US soundtrack, it just has a whole different soundtrack. Yeah, both in Sonic 1 and Sonic CD, flowers are kind of like the representation of nature and all that. You're too cool. Aw, thanks. You're cool too, game. Presented by Sega. So yeah, I'm just gonna show the next cutscenes, and then at the start of Sonic 2, that's where I end the stream. I mean, I guess it's about time that I start allowing Humane Entertainment to breathe out of that cell in the scrap brain zone. Oh crap, I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay, well, I guess, well, please don't release him. I kinda need him to be captured for me to continue my playthrough. But there you go. I think I hear some kind of rescue operation going on in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave soon. Sorry. So yeah, those two decided to bully Tails. They're gonna die. Alright, so yeah, this is the start of Sonic, this is the start of Sonic 2, and thus I am going to end the stream right now, but, oh, wait, oh, what's happening? Oh, no! Okay. Yeah, so... I don't know what the deal was with that bird, but, I was able to escape. Yeah. How do I deal with this guy? I think the best way to deal with him is to just to let him go on, with all these playthroughs. Sure, if he wants to take over all the Sonic streams, I guess we'll just let him. Yeah. Welcome back, Humane. Yeah. Yeah. Good to be back. Scrap Rain Zone does not smell well. I'll just say that. But yeah, I was planning on streaming Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and all that. But I guess if Kotaro wants to do all that, I guess that's up to him. So, yeah, I guess he was able to reach the start of Sonic 2. I guess that's gonna be for the next stream then. So, yeah. You know, the thing is, he said he's the Sonic representation of Humane Entertainment. He never said he was the official Sonic representation of Humane Entertainment. I guess he just kind of forced that on me, honestly, but, sure. If that's what he wants, might as well just humor him and not get captured by him anymore. So yeah, I guess I hope you guys enjoyed his stream here, and hopefully see you next time. Hopefully by then I won't be stuck in a cage anymore. So yeah, see you next time.